If you found this video, you're probably trying to decide what kind of portable power station you should buy. So I want to show you 5 things to help you understand your specific power needs, and more importantly, help you know what kind of power station is right for you. So first, let's start with the fundamental question: why do you need a power station? There are different types of power stations designed for different usages. If you just want a power station to take tent camping, that's going to be very different than the one that you want for emergency backup power to power your whole home. Now, once you have that answer, well, we have a goal and we know what we're working toward. Second, we need to know how much power you need. So we need to know a basic concept in the field of electricity called watts. Watts are a measurement of power use. Now, in terms of a power station, they represent the maximum wattage that a power station can put out. So I could describe this Exodus 1200 here as a 1200 watt power station, meaning the inverter on the Exodus 1200 can put out 1200 watts at one time. Now, another thing to look at is watt hours, which means the amount of watts consumed, used, or produced in 1 hour. For example, a 40 watt light bulb will use 40 watts of power every hour it's on. So we can follow these steps to find out how much power you need. First, list all the things you want to power. Second, look at how many watts the device is used. Now, you can find this on the device, online, or by using a watt meter like the one you see on the screen. Third, determine how many of those things will be on at the same time. The inverter size needs to be large enough to handle all of your devices that will be on at the same time. So we'll add up the wattage of those devices together, and then we'll add 20%. So that's the minimum size inverter, or how many watts you need. Now, how long are you going to use each device? After we figure out how many watts you need, you'll need to determine how long you plan to power the devices. We're going to multiply that time by the wattage of your devices to see how much battery power that device needs. And then we're going to add up all of those devices, and you'll get your minimum amount of watt hours that you need for your battery. For example, if I'm going to use 18 watts of lighting for 5 hours and 900 watts of power with an electric kettle for 15 minutes or 1/4 of an hour, 18 times 5 plus 900 times 0.25 equals 315. I will need 315 watt hours to run those lights and the kettle. Just like the inverter size needs to be large enough to handle all of your devices that will be on at the same time, your battery size needs to be large enough to cover the amount of watts you will use over time. Okay, so how are you going to recharge that power? We know the power and the battery size, but once you've used that, how will you recharge your power station? There are 3 main ways to charge most power stations. First, you can plug it into the wall and charge by what we call grid power, or power from the electric grid. Now, this is the most common charging method. You should know that charged batteries will slowly lose power over time, so you'll want to check on the charge of your power station every few weeks if you're not using it regularly. OUPES actually recommends draining the power station all the way down to 0% once every 3 months to maintain the health of the battery and system. DC charging. You can also charge some power stations from the 12-volt port in your car. However, this kind of charging takes a pretty long time, and it shouldn't be your primary charging method. Solar. You could use a solar panel that meets your power station's requirements. If you're planning to buy solar panels or upgrade in the future, it's important to know the power station's solar charging input. Now, what about your budget? At this point, you should have a clear understanding of your power needs, but what can you afford? We have a goal, but depending on your budget, you may have to modify that goal or develop a plan to reach the goal in a more cost-efficient way. Now, if money's no object, then let's get what you need right off the bat. But if you need to be budget conscious, let's look at a power station that can scale up as your budget and needs grow. The OUPES Mega line can easily be expanded with additional batteries, allowing you to get into a power station that can grow with you. Last, let's talk about portability. Portability will drive some of your decisions. If you need a power station to be very portable and easy to carry, then you won't be looking at a whole home backup system because those are normally larger and heavier. Now, you might choose an OUPES Exodus solar generator, which is designed to be taken anywhere you need power. You might also choose a Mega 1 with a backup battery, knowing you could always unhook the Mega 1 and take it with you if needed. Let's say you need minimal watt hours and a small but decent sized inverter that's very portable. The Exodus line would be perfect for your needs. Maybe you want an emergency backup system that can run your appliances. One of the larger Exodus units, like the 2400, could work, or maybe a Mega 2, which can later be expanded with additional batteries. Perhaps you need something larger. The Mega 5 with over 5 kilowatt hours of battery, a 4,000 watt inverter, and the ability to add more batteries could be perfect for you. Now you may want to drain and recharge the power station quickly. If that's the case, then you'll need something that can take quite a bit of solar. The Mega 2 or Mega 3 can each take 2,100 watts of solar, and every battery expansion can add an additional 2,100 watts of solar. A Mega 1 with a B2 battery can take 2,900 watts of solar, which would recharge that 3 kilowatt hours of battery very quickly. Once you know your needs, it's just a matter of matching them to one of the OUPES power stations. So I hope this video has given you the information you need to decide which system is right for you. I'm Scott, and I'm a fan of OUPES solar generators. I've done some testing of the Exodus line on my own channel at ScottLink Media. Now if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like it, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.